The topic of today's video is self-worth. I want to talk about how we can convince our own brains that we are not good enough for something. In my case, I think it's a result of my anxiety and depression and just the natural thoughts that my brain has that are sometimes pretty negative. On paper, I have a lot of what some people might want. I feel like I'm a pretty decent looking human being. I'm tall for a guy. Not tall, but tall enough. Things are just like, I have a lot of things lined up for me, and I've had a lot of great opportunities in my life. And there's no reason that I shouldn't be able to do whatever I want. But for some reason, since I was very young, I want to say maybe 12 or 13, I always just thought that, I was always a player as part of a game. I was never like a trailblazer, like a trendsetter or a creator of something. I always believed in a limit for myself for some reason. And I don't know why. And objectively, logically speaking, I am aware that, there is no limit for me other than the physical limitations of my body, right? Like, my limit is as far as I allow myself to believe that I can do something or can. And there is a lot of scary things that come along with that, but at the same time, it's also encouraging to think that everyone else is living for the first time. Everyone else is experiencing life for the first time. Sure, some people might have more experience, some people might be older, more established, but at some point they started their lives. And for me, as I get older, it seems like that feeling gets harder and harder to come to terms with. It feels harder to pick myself up and say, okay, maybe I'm not here yet, maybe I haven't done this, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that I can't. Look at the year 30 years old, and I think I can't do X, Y, and Z. I can't start over a new career. I can't do this. And part of that is, pressure from society. A part of it's this unrealistic expectation from people that I think care, that usually don't. People that care more about themselves, obviously, than they do about me. But your mind convinces you that they're only thinking about you, and people are going to bed thinking about how embarrassing you are and what you look like or whatever it may be, and that's just not the case. There's only been, I haven't even taken that much, people haven't tore me down that much. My confidence is not a byproduct of other people. So a lot of times I'm even surprised by people when they compliment me or they tell me I've done a good job about something, because I almost just don't believe them. Because of the stories that I tell myself in my own head. It's possible to make up lies in your own head about yourself, right? And a lot of things people don't even see. A good exercise that I like to just think about is, how much do I look at someone else? Like, the way that I perceive others perceiving me, like, let's say I trip and fall, or I, stutter over my words in public, or could be anything really. Like when I'm looking at someone else do that, how much do I actually care? How much do I actually pay attention to that? Does it actually affect my life? And if not, which it usually doesn't, why would I care? Why would I think that anyone else feels that way about me or gives me that much energy? You know, objectively, I know that I am worth everything that I want in my life. But somewhere on the surface of my brain tells me I should just settle for less. I should be submissive. I should let people walk all over me. I should be forgiving, and I should be non-confrontational, and I should be docile and always say sorry and always never ask for anything. And that's just not the way to live. You don't deserve that. And there's so many things that come along with that. Relationships. Man, I've been in relationships where I'm just a shell of myself. You know, I could basically be like a doormat. If you walk all over me, that's fine, because I'll do anything to keep you around. And that's a whole nother topic for another video. But I just want to circle back a little bit to self-worth, and it ties into so many aspects of your life. You know, it's something that's not, it's not either you have it or you don't, it comes and goes, you know. It shows up in different ways, and it can be there for years. It can be there in certain things, it can be gone and for other things. For me, if I know I'm good at something or confident, it's usually pretty easy for me to believe that and to, you know, be true to myself in that sense. But I guess going into new things, I just have really low confidence, and that can be hard for me to deal with sometimes. So I guess this was kind of a ramble video. I didn't articulate very well, but I think, you know, this is another thing about these sort of semi-daily videos is, like, I just want to do like a stream of consciousness. It doesn't necessarily have to be polished. I just want to work on speaking what's on my mind when it happens. And so if you struggle with self-worth, if you think that you're less than you actually are, or you deserve less than everyone else, drop a comment on what helps you. Let me know if any of this resonates with you, and I will talk to you guys soon.